The New Jersey legislature hard at work debating gun control, Narcan, and lactation rooms in our airports. Monica Guy has the full story from Trenton. Monica, what problems did they solve today?
A busy day in Trenton as lawmakers got down to the business of legislating, debating, and voting on measures that impact far south along the Jersey Shore and north up to the Meadowlands. State Senate President Steve Sweeney called the session to order, and after a few housekeeping items, a final pass at sports betting. But there are lingering questions, though, as to when it would start.
Now the state can get moving. Like I said, we're anxious to get started, and we asked everyone to wait. They did. Now it's time to get started.
Governor Murphy issued a statement saying he's looking forward to reviewing the bill, but didn't give an indication of when he might sign it. Next were several proposed pieces of legislation that impact gun laws in New Jersey. The state Senate passing a measure that would require background checks on private gun sales. Another would ban high-capacity magazines. And still another, a ban on bullets that can get through body armor. The bigger issue, though, according to Senator Sweeney, is guns coming in from other states. Next on the agenda was that proposed smoking ban at the Jersey Shore. Earlier this week, we told you that they were working on a piece of legislation similar to one in New York that forbids smoking and vaping on public beaches. Newly elected Senator Vin Gopal sponsored the bill.
So this bill actually allows 15% of the beach to still be used for smokers, but I feel like in any public entity, you have to be respectful of children and other people that want to use that public entity.
Those measures will go to Governor Murphy's desk, where he's expected to sign them. Reporting for Chasing News, I'm Monica Guy.
Thanks, Monica. All right, let's bring back the A-plus panel to break this down. Guys, big day in Trenton. They tackled pension reform, health care reform. They've balanced the budget. Oh, wait, no,
Bill.
They didn't. Sports betting, more gun control in the state that has the most gun control, lactation rooms at the Port Authority locations. Come on, Jeanette, what am I missing? What am I missing that is not going on in Trenton that should be?
Because the legislature doesn't have the ability or the will to tackle the very big issues, such as pension reform, such as property tax reform. They focus on things that sound good, that are like quality of life issues, that it's really like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, Bill.
Or do they believe, Bill, that they're doing big things? When I talked to Vince Mazzio, the sponsor of the smoking ban, another thing they're worried about, and I put it in characteristic of, hey, that's not a big issue. And he came back, well, lung cancer is a big issue. I mean, you can't win. Do they really believe they're the moral champions of a state that's going broke and the middle class is suffering?
No, it's a product of our political system, though. I mean, we have less and less people participating, and it may be the same cycle running against itself, but we have less and less people, so you have these very narrow constituencies, and then you see this type of legislative agenda where it's focused on very narrow issues. Listen, sports betting has a constituency behind it. This has been a fight New Jersey's been in for a while. There's some good stories here potentially coming. I know you and I have talked about this revenue projection and where it's going to be. I have no idea. If it's 2 more pennies than we have yesterday, that's probably a good thing.
Do you agree with that, Jeanette? I mean, it's like, death by 1,000 cuts. Every time there's one little thing.
It is, and it all adds up. It makes our state more expensive. Taxpayers are paying more. It's more expensive for businesses to operate here in New Jersey. And they're all they seem like little tiny things, but when you come to New Jersey and you want to run a business here, it really is death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah, and I think the smoking ban thing, I mean, we've been dealing with that. I think if you're a municipality that has a beach or some open area for the public, and you want to face your public and you're answering the call that you want to ban smoking, you can do that right now. There's no one standing in the way of that. This sort of statewide ban, there may be towns that don't want to do this, and they shouldn't have to if they don't want to.
So in the next legislative cycle, you've got 2019 is coming, and every one of these guys up for re-election, at least in the assembly.
Yep.
Will they feel the heat, or are they saying,
they won't.
Listen, they're 12%
turnout?
Who's coming out to vote for that election?
Yeah.
And the answer is probably some of these constituencies that got their bills up today.
Exactly,
Right?
and they're looking for the little things to add on their mailers, like I accomplished banning smoking on the beach. These are the small things that they accomplished because they can't do the big stuff, Bill.
Lining the pockets of special interests. Same old, same old. Thanks, guys.